Talking point platform. TTPTB. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
All right, welcome back. If you just joined me, 7:37 here from Studio Clock. Good morning, Mr. Minister.
Good morning. Always so good to be here. I don't see where I last came here.
Who said we?
Well, I think for understand the constitutional review process, it's important to go back to the Lome Peace agreements. The constitutional review process is start from the when they signed the Lome Peace agreements, will ultimately lead to the peace in this country. Part of the resolution then was that we go review the 1991 constitution. When they come back, the Lome Peace agreements being go parliament. And parliament, they also pass an act. We include the requirements that we will work on reviewing the constitution. After, and as another product of the Lome Peace agreement, now the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission be as well very clearly in a recommendation call for a review of the 1991 Constitution for incorporates more human rights provisions for strengthening and deepening democracy and for do other things like that. President Kaba first set up the first committee. We say, okay, now let we review the constitution we get. And President Kaba then starts the process. Very important because I want people to understand, say, when as far as the constitutional review process is concerned, it don't start and each government make their own contribution to that process. After President Kaba, the first committee look and come up with their recommendations. President Ernest Bai Koroma actually now sets up the most wide-ranging committee. He set up an 80-member committee in 2013, led by the late Justice Kawan. Now be a broad-based committee, and then spent months and spent plenty money. Then do consultation all across the country, over 10,000 specific events in terms of, if you look at online participation, over 40,000. This is, think about it, right? Everything in the world, not the online. But it was a wide-ranging set of consultations with President Ernest Bai Koroma in administration be put in place. Now, at the end of that process, they prepare what they call white paper. And that white paper, the government of President Ernest Koroma, they accept something them, they reject something them, and accept some things them with modifications. Now, when President build a campaign, he also been commit say, when he can have power, he go finish the constitutional review process. And that this process we don't start from back, we will sign Lome Peace agreement. He will make sure say we complete that process there. His Excellency indeed keeping word. He say we no need for set up a new committee because the work with the Justice Kawan Committee do under President Ernest Bai Koroma is comprehensive enough, it's clear enough. We just need for reviewer now from we lens, bring in additional perspectives and allow the AG office for now come up with recommendations on what we do. So waiting to happen over the past few years. They don't look at all the recommendations them and everything within they do is based on the Justice Kawan committee what couldn't do. So President
That was during the last administration.
So President you and your team we don't set up and develop an additional white paper from the perspective of this government. They don't do additional consultation. And now outside in the deputy AG tell we yesterday say, then they prepare what he called technical notes now for bring forward based on two clear options. One, for review constitution, okay, what they call entrench clause. And the one the way you know they will change. That one are the people they know what they change. For change them clause, then you need to go to the people in a referendum. And so, one, then they look at all the recommendation there and say, okay, wait now the provision there, we require for logo referendum and prepare that. But plenty other provision and they will not require referendum. It will just mean say they write some new law for get parliament, for let parliament amend, enact new provisions then. And so the stage will then have that preparation. But importantly, Fambul no say, despite the wide range in consultation that happened so far, Fambul themselves for continue for get chance, for puts, for contribute, for add them voice to this process. Because if they can go any paper in parliament, you parliamentarian, they can forget first reading, second reading, for call you parliamentarian, any to get for do the constitution, and you write, and you business. Even before that, any provision, any new amendment to them make, we will publish them. We will make sure see people and get opportunity for making input. We will get public debate and conversation.
Yeah.
So President Bill wanted the process continue for be inclusive, for let everybody add in voice to them, and as a democratic process, importantly citizens they know say that they right for let they add their voice on the constitution.
There are going to be some controversial issues with the now constitution right now. And some of the talks some people have been saying regarding time limit. That you are here, you have to make this clear to us. There are people who believe say the time limit, there are thoughts about pushing it from 5 years to 7 years.
I'm glad for get this privilege for clarify for people and say in all the conversations where we don't in all the consultations, and by the way, consultations don't continue with the international partners. President Bill, the first person where they say this constitutional review process no get for include anything with the affect the current term limit, and no get for include anything we get for deal with something we then call third term or extend the term of office. You know, one let them be part of the conversation at all. You want to let the people of this country be rest assured that these 2 term limits we get of 5-year term each sacred. We know they touch them, we know they affect them after all this like president way. Every time we don't get power, we opportunity can say this is not the term for handover, it a handover based on the rule of law. And you want to let the constitutional review process go on as a democratic, inclusive process. We're not going to invite unnecessary drama and controversy. So people will be rest assured that the AG's office getting matching orders as far as this issue is concerned, that the president, incessant, don't make them very clear that we're not touch that term limit issue at all.
Time limit aside as well, there is also this issue of supreme executive authority. We not in them in quotes during the sacking of Sam Sumana. Is that something we, given how much lesson the whole country learned from that episode, is that something we might be tampered with?
Well, now I will be careful for begin going to other technical issues. Which I will show you is that the purpose of this review are for strengthening democracy and for follow the recommendations of human rights commissions and human rights institutions and international parties. That we don't say, which not the thing then we don't bring pressure come on with democracy over the past years. We don't lead to civil war, because the TRC may even say that part of the problem of the civil war, now because of the weakness of a constitution, we're not be able to fight against the issue here. So all of these nothing that we the committee they consider and one preempts their work. But those things, for example, on executive authority or the powers of all arms of government, how the institutions of the states they work, how would they strengthen even human rights principles. For example, we don't eliminate the death penalty. But aspects of the constitution still include, for example, that you get rights to life, except we you are found guilty, like the
abolition of death penalty.
Exactly. So, thing and with the need for change, for continue for strengthening democracy, strengthening human rights credentials. But it's also important for the family to say, while we don't do wait, some of the things open in other white paper and recommendation, we don't really pass them in law. Like we talk about criminal libel, for example. Now one of the things that we President will say this, we not wait for constitution on this one, but they go ahead and do them. The GW bill, when the gender equality, women's empowerment, now one of the things that there as well. Pregnant girls and rights to school. Now the thing that we've been doing that white paper as well, where the government already make moves on. So constitution is a living document. This review just to give you the opportunity for doing in a very comprehensive way. But I think we also for commend the leadership of the country and the legislature and both parties. Because as I say, this process starts from Bakaba, President Koroma, and now President Bio. Now baton, that's what the country is supposed to do.
In terms of inclusivity, how involved are the opposition? Because if they don't feel as involved, there is a tendency for let them be an opposition to a lot of the progressive things that will be put in the documents.
I think also when it comes to things like this, we have to understand the responsibility of each arm of government. For review the constitution at this page, we don't come on that. So that broad-based consultation they include everybody involved. From the government now through the AG office, now get the responsibility for develop that white paper there, and then bring and come parliament outside the opposition there and they get plenty voice. Nothing will pass under without the participation and inclusion of the opposition. So that democratic process will don't be set out. Okay, for work completely in this case as well. And as I say, the opposition now then starts the substance of this. This is their document with this government they bring forward. The commitment with the AG and in deputy make is that nothing or the in the white paper and technical documents where they come forward will not emanate from the Justice Cowan Commission when our president and his bike home have been set up, when our EU government been take the white paper. So this is now a perfect case of the continuity of government. We get the voices of all sides. We did at the executive. Now we take them forward, but we come back in the parliament. So the opposition day for whole debates and conversations and so democracy is forward.
And it's along the way, of course, yes, that opinion might have changed on some of the things. Given, for example, how controversial was it for make we even say, let's go PR system, for example, and then lacuna, then we inside the
sound sensation. Come to run the nation. Check this out.
Now, who's them will get the right man at the right place, huh?
We're talking about reality this time.
Youth man, this reality. One to the one make we talk full. 3, 4, when most of we want. Some saying on this, some saying on that, some saying on the one that way the rule we are. Now, Mr. Sing again. One to the one make we talk full. 3, 4, when most of we want. Some saying on this, some saying on that, some saying on the way where the men we are. If Switzerland watching you, for from me anyway, for playing your love and loyalty to his Switzerland. So tell me why you still let do them thing, where you know somebody else Switzerland for gold. Tell me why you they send out in the street for make salon not in run for with could disease. Tell me why you they build on a land where you know say them not EU permit for build. Tell me how you want to see salon where you they people put the right man at the right place. Tell me how Switzerland for gold, you they working on the people pay you income tax. The poor man still is raining rain and they eat and forgetting a wheel for ships. Some saying that this, some saying that, some just saying that they want to with the rule we are. One to the one make we talk full. 3, 4 when most of we want. Some saying that this, some saying that, some saying that they want to with the rule we are. Now Mr. Sing again. One to the one make we talk full. 3, 4 when most of we want. Some saying that this, some saying that, some saying that the way where the men we are. When you dey me say baby, try the point and pan me. Judge not your brother that you may not be judged. When you left for the blame, forget about your name. We all forget together for being sweet at home. Style masters today ask for money when the government don't say no for pay school fee. Tell me why you they sell them books when the government don't make them picking go line. Tell me now if they picking online, now if you say sweet alone for my bike return. Teacher tell me why the school not on market, you just the land that people for make them be corrupt. Why really you they left sit down, you they watch your country salon boy. Some saying at this, some saying at that, some saying at the way with them men we are. Never make salon, 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 never make salon. This bad for a practice now I mix up with country. Now I make them people just did that with this century. Salon man got it's problem and not true. If we not let farmers sweet to go, we know they grow so. Tell me when we go begin see fruits and nights and water now we sweet salon. Tell me when we go begin see, then you see where they can just for make the land. When really we go begin see, then we minerals they go and better team. Tell me when we go begin see, we all the calling say salon man and forget to try. Tell me when we go begin see, we take contact now with brother salon man they and some saying that this, some saying that, some saying that the one that with the rule we are. One to the one make we talk full. 3, 4 when most of we want. Some saying that this, some saying that, some saying that the one that with the rule we are. Now Mr. Sing again. One to the one make we talk full. 3, 4 when most of we want. Some saying that this, some saying that, some saying that the way with the men we are.
Check this out.
Never make salon, 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 never make salon. Some say now this, some say now that salon, some say now this, some say now that we home. Every some say now this, some say now that salon, some say now this, some say now that we home. Some say now this, some say now that salon, some say now this, some say now that we home. Every some say now this.
The commitments with the AG and in deputy make is that nothing no day in the white paper and technical document when they come forward will not emanate from the Justice Cowan Commission. We haven't been take the white paper. So this is like a perfect case of the continuity of government. We get the voices of all sides. We're weeding at the executive. Now we take them forward, but we can come back in our parliament. So the opposition day, we for whole debates and conversations and so democracy is forward.
And yes, so along the way, of course, yes, they started the document, but their view and opinion might have changed on some of the things. Given, for example, how controversial was it for me to even say, let's go PR system, for example, and then lacuna, then within inside the constitution itself.
I think that's the beauty of democracy and good debates. As I say, referendum get require a whole massive public education because every citizen get the right for votes. You know, you just can go referendum. The opposition get the right as well for activate their own citizens, them and their own supporter them and get them for show up for votes for that referendum whenever we decide on that and I want. But if you go parliament, any act, because now constitution, I go actively invite the opposition, and now they get some fantastic leaders and they are great debaters. Now their own side of the aisle. Would invite them for let them come and take on this issue from a patriotic, progressive lens that will look at the constitution and we say, hey, this is not the thing they will agree with, or not agree with, but let it get reason and let it get to debate. When I go call winner them platform here, we self go host town halls and public debates. And as you know, we own tenure and this government, we really welcome a good debate. Me, I can always say I like a good debate because I believe in the ideas and I believe in the ability for convey the ideas.
Every time we talk about constitutional review, there's a mutual suspicion between both parties that if this party want this, the other one they feel to say no, it must want time because it gives them some certain edge. How am I going to cut through this as a government for really stave off those mutual suspicion?
I think two things, the way they do that. I think one, the reason waiting they bring the suspicion we talk about breaking down in trust, right? Over time, trust will be broken down, and we think can lead to breakdown in trust and lack of communication. We think so somebody they hide something from you. We think they are not getting clarity and all that. And that make you see on this constitutional review process, we don't start with a very open process. We don't list and really publish. Actually, today we put down the numbers, all the consultations would happen, the number, the list, all done, all the different constituencies will engage. That's important. Two, and for me, clear, say, now the opposition, the own product, now they take forward. That this is a continuation. So then they already don't give them, hopefully, a stake in this conversation. That then gets a stake in this conversation. That are then a part of this conversation. Three, like I would say, every single step will be transparent. The AG office and then get the constitutional mandate for prepare and technical documents and bring forward new bills. When they bring them forward, we will make them public. We will invite them for public debates, open-ended conversations, like in platforms like this, and we get that conversation. Then they go increase trust because there will be transparency. And obviously, we will pass any measure under the carpet because now the new parliament and gets a significant voice. Say we'll get a debate and we'll agree on what's best for this country. I think say right now, all they discuss this constitution and the opportunity to get, well, we think country above party. And we will think about within with the foundation we're not supposed to live for avoid the war we will all suffer from, for avoid the what you call lacunas and democratic challenges that we don't get over the years. So I hope say we will continue to build that trust through the quality of the process, how inclusive it be, and the quality of the debates that we get.
And at some point, the public get for need for know waiting really they up for review because it's a big document. And some people might think it's a wholesome review. Also, when the public understand, then that can shape the debate.
Now, I make be careful for saying no to new constitution. Now, a review of the existing constitution. The 1991 constitution is actually a pretty good constitution. We get challenges them, things and do with time, don't beat over time. And that first, the white paper will be published. The technical instrument that the AG's office will do, we'll make them very public. As I don't say, we'll commit for be very transparent in this process. We'll put things online, then we'll bring people and come discuss them in our public for the parliament as well. And through the parliamentary process, we invite the citizens. This is an opportunity for engage with parliamentary and tell them what you know, like ask them. Also, the parliamentarians get a duty too for explain to their constituents them bills that with the kind of parliament in parts of the public information. With the hopes to go partner with some of them because we go for the road shows and tours across this country for engage on waiting inside the constitutional review process. And let family know, let them add them voice. This is not something with the hopes they go only strengthen with democracy and build trust in the country.
When you look at things like free education, some of the concern ways some people don't get is that, okay, we've made some progress with it. How do you guarantee things like that? So the mentor will come as well, will feel obligated for continue with that.
Because the 19th Constitution actually chapter 3 make education a right. But
But not enforceable. Anyway.
Exactly. So now part of the review that will happen now. We then they get for look and say, okay, we don't reach them now for to make this now not just a right, but like I say, an enforceable right for strengthening the future of this country. Hopefully that's a debate because we have to look at the resources. One thing what this government don't do with the 2024 Finance Act, for example, we provide for a levy, an education levy, because for support something like free education over a long period of time, you need to get ways for generate resources. President Bill basically puts this country resources into human capital development for the past 5 years. He do that day with closing your eyes and say all the challenges they will get, they spend 22% of the budget on education. By the way, are the biggest spender in sub-Saharan Africa on education, okay? 9.6% of the GDP, better than anybody else.
Yeah, but a lot of that money they go to taking care of teachers.
No. Well, they go to strengthening our education system because the numbers are very clear. We don't basically triple percentage of women in our education system. We add 1.7 million kids. We don't again, I can say hundreds of thousands of new teachers in the role. So all will only the foundation. For let that foundation be sustainable, government don't begin for take this step. This education levy we don't put. So that money within they accrue, they go directly for supporting this so that it could be something that will go for maintaining for a period of time. But you're right, it's also important for we all agree as a country, waiting our identity and what's important to be. Now the constitution, and they show you what's your values. And in that constitution, I hope say part of the debate could be we say, okay, we enshrine and that every PQA born in this country will be guaranteed 12 years of compulsory education. And anybody who violates that, with the states could pay for. With 90 happen right now, by the way.
Okay. You get initiatives like Feed Salon, for example, as well, where government want to make sure, say, year in, year out, reduce how much rest they come into this country and other food stuff as well. Is that something where we get for attempts for also put in the constitution?
You try to push me now for preempts the work of the AG's office, and I can try to avoid that. Again, food, my human right. And you see the thing that we present be tackle, a basic fundamental human right. So at the end of the day, between the AG's office and the parliament and the people of this country, we will decide who want for say, we want for pass inside this constitution that people that we want guarantee say the rest will be eating a Salonia, we for be the rest with our plans and whose incentive. So keep in mind, constitution very interesting. I know all details you could put inside constitution. So then at the technical experts, them I'll see what they will come up with. But what the hope is that this will be based on the reality on the ground. It will be based on the experiences that we don't get, and most importantly, the aspirations they will get. No content that they will don't fully develop. We rely on even for toothpick for imports toothpick can in a country. We not get means for feeding self. We not get means for educating population. No continue the way they develop where young people like we get median age in 19, 70% of the country they below the age of 35. If you know invest in their young people, then they provide long-term jobs for them, especially now in this new economy with technology and all the mobility, you cannot develop. And the constitution therefore reflects all of them values in there. We hope say that will be part of the debate.
While all of this is good, but time because first 5 years of President being the term done, the second 5 years, which he is going out now. So we are doing this.
The man not even done 1 year to go out. The man is done
1 year will be done in June.
But not 1 year yet. So let 1 year first. We
well,
year,
no problem.
2 year, 3 year. Then now he's going out.
No, but the reality is we have to put a timeline on this.
No, absolutely. In fact, this year we expect the instruments to come forward. The AG office is work very hard right now. This is a priority. President Bill don't make them very clear. They don't inform the international partners and we don't inform all sectors in society. Yesterday at the press conference, the Deputy AG Bindele for explaining, say this is something we're doing. Do you mind, Commissioner, say something very important and related to your question? It's the in the past, we still don't stop the constitutional review process. It's when it waits stay towards election and
Contentious.
then it become contentious. Then people then not see beyond the value. They see, they are the one win this election. So in advice, as you say, that within the next year, maximum 2, if we don't complete this process. So we don't done with this process before we begin get hyped in partisan political conversations. So I think, say, this is something where the top of the minds of the Honorable Attorney General, and as I say, very soon, inside this calendar year, you will be incident technical instrument campaign.
All right, stay with me. If you just joined, this is the Epic Morning Show. When we come next, we'll have a lot more to cover.
Do you want to be your own boss? Or do you want to add more services to your business? Then look no further, because BNB is here for you.
What do you mean?
With BNB, you can now make money with just your smartphone. With the new revolutionary app, BNB POS, you can do remittance, bill payments, enter airtime top-up, and many more. All this from your smartphone, anywhere you want.
This sounds great.
That is not just all. The app also features real-time agent rebalancing and reconciliation.
Oh, wow. But how can I get a BNB POS and start making my own money?
It's so simple. You can download the application on App Store or Google Play Store. Just search for BNB POS and download. Then call our customer service on 072 500 000, and within a short period of time, our agent will help you for the onboarding process.
Wow, no time to waste. Let me do this right away.
Oh yes, start making money today from anywhere in Sierra Leone. For more inquiries, contact our customer service on 072 500 000.
With BNB POS, you shop my
Epic Radio,
pockets.
99.1. It's so refreshing.
Experts they support with you for this African Cup of Nations.
Epic Radio, 99.1.
Special prize there.
It's so
For the drink for
refreshing.
its coffee, and you can win it for the CAF pool. Go to the website when I oneexpert.sl today and use the promo code 2SL and get up to 200% bonus with some up to 2,800 loans. That's for Africa. And win with one expert.
Come on, Miss Salon people them. Una guess waiting. We get one new brand
Epic
at
Radio,
all.
that's
Na
99.1.
elephant beds and
It's
them
so
fancy new
refreshing.
websites we pack with over 900 markets for explore. Then they throw them out the window to Champions League. Big rush now and go to elephantbet.sl and brace yourself for a mind-blowing 375% casino welcome bonus gift fund per you first sports betting where you they make even where you lost. Come outside the phone number done and the winnings them now back to back.
All right. Morning show. In the studio, get South Formation channel and I'm moving else. Last weekend, 60. Happy birthday to him. Is there a new resolution he made during his party?
Well, the president in Diamond Jubilee, I think important because you know this for Diamond. In the head comes, he reached that incredible milestone in Diamond Jubilee. I think the most important why we talk is how grateful we for the gift of life and the opportunity we don't get for serve this country. You remind everybody, say for a very young man, every opportunity he gets for answer the call of national service. Keep in mind, this is a young man who will be a very good student at school, coming from a chieftaincy family, but he enlists for serve in the middle of war. War been there on. You go, you say, I want to go defend my country in the battlefield. People forget that. When he come, he become a head of state as a very young man. Circumstances push and candy, force it inside government, then start the peace process. And the first possible make we see the late Foday Sanko, and believes that the peace process is impossible. At the time, we believes that Foday Sanko gonna be a mythical figure. And then when he was challenged as well as on democracy, this gentleman against in the midst of all the challenges, even take power for deliver democracy and then left the country. And that keep in mind in the 90s, this was very rare. The military dictatorships and all across the region, basically. And then he go and come back and now democracy. And as I say, as we just talk in this program, they don't commit against they even encourage more time talk. Remember today, more time, this, that, and after you this part. No, it's any of that. So this is a man where they are at peace with himself, they are at peace with God, and at peace with his family. I think therefore, the people of Salone be grateful for in leadership, and I see the love with and shower am all across social media. Thousands of women go for who celebrates with her, they celebrate with the poor. I think in resolution I follow do the best they can every single day.
We still in electricity crisis. Also, we did now for sort that out because we know so we don't pay some money to cap our ship. In some areas, like in ours, we can proudly say it's improved, but in so many other communities, they can't say the same.
I like we use the word crisis. It's true. People in this struggle with electricity, and we saw the president take this extremely seriously. I want to say something about the gentleman who will be Minister of Energy, a legend, now one of the finest statesmen that we discussed today ever see, Alaji Dr. Kanya Sise. In contribution to this country in post-war reconstruction cannot be questioned. As a public servant, one of the finest, one of the people that we all aspire to. And it also show again the incredible statesmanship where at the end, in the middle of this crisis, we will all know say not to endure it as an individual. Now a set of factors that they cause a crisis. He decides say the right thing for do now for step down and resign. Now another statesman took an extraordinary step, His Excellency the President. He said, this time, in the middle of this crisis, I mean, because one of the finest and most respected public servant, he said, in the take this step and become the substantive minister of energy. Extraordinary. The president do that. Then they appoint one more young man for be one of the deputies. The year in chief minister, they do a very hands-on role in our energy sector. And which we'll see immediately. We bring up a pay car 40 million, cap 40 million. This talk they go on for a long time. President be able to mobilize and pull that money there across the sector. We don't cut that money, they buy more than half. And now we don't make a payments plan. Pay. By the way, EDSA since last year don't meet the monthly obligation. The problem will be the debts will be there over a period of time. So now that's been dealt with. They don't restore power now completely. In terms of the power within the supply. Now distribution channels continue for the challenges. And we get beaucoup technical problems that we will also EDSA itself. But President Bill don't do something as well. When you want to deal with a leadership issue with these institutions too, who's that the responsibility for? With the boards. So President Bill go and dissolve the boards of both AGTC and EDSA and say, Una don't deny and all these challenges that they. Which we don't find out where the chief minister don't talk about a lot is that so many institutions, so many people owe backlog. I make we owe. Government, people don't know, see, we think government they end up do is because we cannot leave. No day people are not. So what government for do? Now we they take that debt day because EDSA will pay the way EDSA pay by the way that they collecting loans that they pay in dollar. So that no more they suffer the money. Government for full up that money there. But if all man pay they take, it will come back. So government aggressively now they seek for recover the debts, including by the way from government institutions. Plenty government institutions. Oh, this is the reality.
And the thing is, EDSA, Minister of Energy, the former Minister of Energy, have been saying this for a while now.
Correct.
Why did it take car power for turn off the switch before we recognize, say, this is a crisis?
I think says sometimes we'll be always on to say we are in a bit of a challenge, but because the power they on, we go on, sometimes we all get comfortable with the status quo. I make the president don't come in and they jig and they shake the whole thing. And I think Rami Manuel, the former chief of staff in the US under President Obama, been say you know, forever let a crisis go to waste. A crisis is an opportunity. So this crisis is an opportunity for massive reform, an opportunity for low change here. As we don't see also new infusions of resources into the energy sector, we are waiting happen with DFC, where the chief minister go over $400 million private sector money they come, another $200 million they come. MCC is now negotiated completely, and we just now they wait for parliamentary approval, congressional approval, where they say tied to the tripartite process. We will not get no problem with because that will set the time every single element, irrespective of your political. Because when they complain on social media, that's what SFPP they complain, or APC they complain, every single element they complain because we not get light here. So the Salon people can do before the US government not get the light. It was that a very sad spectacle. It just showed the extraordinary lack of patriotism. And sometimes some people are again in their own party. And partisan, it's not even a party because I understand the APC, including the leadership of APC in the parliament, they advocate for the MCC investment camp because 500 million infusion of cash will improve the electricity infrastructure as well. So I think what we see is incredible progress. We don't see momentum. Some of that progress, by the way, again, is tied to the work we President Bill don't do in the first time. They will not lay plenty foundation, new thing. They will not set up these new power stations, and Benguma new power stations all across the country for increased capacity in the country, right? And the chief minister announced that they say when some of them tier come on at the end of the year, will increase to 100 megawatts for which will be able to get the city. So Fambulen for no say, help is on its way.
And long term
incessive day on the wheel.
The
We're
concern
sorry for the challenge we they go through now, but we are sure the power incessive day on the wheel. In the charge.
Speaking about being on the wheel as well, waiting we all go want as well a sustainable solution because two things we don't get challenge youth. Access for let get lights regularly, none of us challenge, but secondly as well, it's just too expensive as well. And I know Chief Minister had to go to talk with a team for let them renegotiate that. Good.
I did not see an announcement yet, but I think of the negotiation. And you know, within the negotiation, they working on me say when I go all thing they be signed, and they get different parts and different concessions. Which we don't see is a full restoration of power. Which we don't see is that Cap Power they continue to provide lights, and we understand that a short-term measure, which we really want to focus on. Now, which we do in the long term. Now we don't see DFC, MCC, more cash infusion given by the state, the president in leadership, opening up the different sectors that will get, exploring renewable energy. President Cohen leading at the Clean Cooking Summit for Africa, where they take place in Paris, looking at also and engaging in the renewable energy sector because long term that's what we see. Then you see, say the government of Salondon deepen and strengthen the relationship with the Russian Federation. We then get different kinds of energy solutions and nuclear energy, whether they supply primarily in Europe, and we talk to them as well about energy. So all options are on the table. At this stage, we desperate. Like I say, you use the word crisis. And Rami Manuel say a crisis no for go ways.
Okay.
And for take advantage of a crisis for now solve this problem fundamentally.
Once we talk about electricity, there is another crisis we don't ignore for the longest of time when our water availability. Rainy season can help but after rainy season, even Guma don't talk about how much less they can supply given the demand for water in this city and other parts of the country. Is that something as well the government recognizes as a crisis?
In fact, if you're there around President Bill, one of the things that I don't see President Bill, a man he gets animated. He's a very measured man. He's strategic, he measured. But one thing I don't see move him the water situation, the water crisis, and the people who they encroach into the Guma area because he understands say water life. He's from Bonta, power and the importance of water. Now, as citizens, as Sierra Leoneans, we all supposed to care about what's in the happen around the Guma area, around the peninsula, and people the way they violate that space there. The Guma Dam all over 5 billion gallons of water. And that dam day is held, in that neighborhood day. The people who they build around then they threaten that dam. That dam, by the way, is the singular source of water for we all in the city, everybody. And you're right. At the start, when they construct the dam, the population of the city was probably 1/3 minimum, or even less of what TV today. So the population will continue to explode, demand for water high, and instead of the expand now, what people do, they encroach on them and threaten them. Scientific experts say don't say if that dam they break, a stafula, it will lead to disaster of epic proportions, thousands of lives. But I don't see one simulation where they try to put public actually. We show if that dam they break, the number of neighborhoods that we did down, we don't go be like around they come and clear them all. We don't see these things happen. It's not a movie. Just seen what happened recently in Kenya, with this waiting happen around the world. So President Bill no one will wait for the dam they happen. And this again, this is not one of the bipartisan things they will all go agree on. The mayor don't always talk about this. We as a government don't always talk about this. And now we don't start a demolition exercise. All the people that we there around that area, all the way coming from the bridge through to the Obari and down there. The Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Lands, military, the police, Ministry of Information, ONS, we all did together, and the resolution clear. No stone will be left unturned. And I want to make that clear to people, because we get calls, people say all kinds of things. Yes, some man don't go invest, some man don't build 3, 4, 5, 6 story building.
And some man get paper from government.
Well, then are two sets of conversations. One, some people they say they get paper, not get paper. Because paper, forget paper. If you get master plan, let me say you get paper. Paper, there are a full set of steps for lay the paper. It's true, a few who don't do the analysis. Some people they did not get paper at all. They want ending that they will not look behind. All they go, first of all. Okay? Now, if you get paper, even if you get paper, with the scenario I just don't present, a national security challenge.
Of course, but the
So
first
now,
question being
we
is, why did we have to give them documents in the first place? Because government as well need for be invested in protecting that place.
So let's be clear and say mistakes have been made. Okay? Wrong moves have been made across governments. With the threatening, we always survive. But you know, they say because mistake don't be made at the waiting accident, the same people who did not make the mistake, God forbid, let them can die or their own families them lost them and put other people in danger. Which will they try for do now for say, let's come together as Sierra Leoneans. Let we remedy the mistake they would not make. And the only remedy right now for clear that place they completely, not allow any intrusion and say, look, even if you get legitimate paper, we're going to work with you to seek an alternative. And we look at how we do that legitimately. But right now, it's in the happen. The demolition exercise on start. We do a very big public campaign. We therefore can do very soon. We will do a massive town hall for look at this issue and bring different. You know, some citizens they don't come up to we say me I get paper. I don't build 2-story house. Some gentleman come up to me. He say agree when I broke me house. He say because this is a threat we always survival. We will present the situation to her. And with the hope say more and more citizens will come forward. We know say it's not easy for everybody because obviously people have livelihood, home is a big thing. So we therefore seek private sector investments, international partners, and we'll figure the right way we'll be able to do this.
And one other area as well where I get concerned about, it might not necessarily touch on water source, but it's who's government communication infrastructure. We all communication infrastructure today, and there is massive encroachment, building construction all over Leicester Peak. Our worry is really about the safety of those equipment, but also let's not have a case where communication signals are also being interrupted by building. What do I do about that?
We do. In fact, it's not part of again national security conversations. ONS the lead on that. You know, Leicester Peak on that, Ministry of Information and Civic Education, all the communication equipment that we did. Now we provide oversight. I want a landlord essentially for the place. So I think this is a very serious problem as well. One, we get for secure that infrastructure. The security sector we don't approve a plan for forceful fence up perimeter and gets everybody we know they do for pull it out. We're not supposed to delay. Some people don't can build T, can build inside the perimeter. We belong to SLPC basically. This is not a problem we will try to solve as well. We need the resources for people to do that day, but you're absolutely right. It's not part of the problem. Look, we get a problem of land in this country, but we also get a problem of people and just being stubborn. And they know being so then go build. Because they believe say once you don't build 2-story, they break up. And I make you start with the 2-story, then for big book. So all man go get a message say when it comes to national security, when it comes to disaster preparedness, like prevention, only look behind.
And speaking about that, they might get the same problem. You have very rich, very affluent people as well. We get connections, we get papers, we get massive houses in those places. And so why should I do that demolition? But the future going forward, are you going to also talk to Ministry of Lands and understand how they give clearance for let people and build in those places in the first place?
I'm very pleased for saying we don't need to talk to Ministry of Lands. The Minister of Lands we did it right now. They don't put in place some amazing reforms. You don't make sure so you don't digitize the whole process. You don't put it all online. You can go online and check for land, you say legal, you say not legal. You can check for your paper. If you don't apply for land, you can check on your status. It really gets an eye on environmental protection, on making sure we know Gila. So this is a minister we don't bring kind of reforms here, and I believe say in already a leader in this. Me no need for talk to a government, no need for talk to. In fact, I need to talk to you about how we do these reforms going forward. Making sure, by the way, that the poor also get access to land. Will not be there happen before. They raffle land all the time. They target people in the past, no people afford land, teachers, keke riders, people like that, and raffle to them and give them whole communities and say, you know what? Government they support you because you're a citizen. And the past land ability when only the rich get access to it and the poor not get access to that will stop you for actually be able for invest and live your life in a dignified manner, because if every day you landlord you aid and all that. So the minister don't do fantastic work, frankly, in the Ministry of Lands. And I think say part of that reform they make it easy for we for do this work we do now, the demolition.
Speaking about the environment, I know say the president they abroad they participate in the Clean Cooking Summit. But why should they participate in that on a global level? Locally, we get law and we basically they mitigate against what the president advocates for. We don't put 5% tax on gas, for example. We give clearance for timber, for example, or the logger. So it means say charcoal and wood, nice a huge source of energy where they cook with. So how do we match those international obligations to the local context?
So I think finally people understand the difference in then two things that we talk about. So first of all, we will not put new tariff on cooking gas. We restore a tariff we've been there.
We mean saying gas get for be expensive.
Wait. We restore the tariff for a very specific reason. Now, 1 green person they bring down at the country. When we give the person essentially the tax break, we ask the person, say, the purpose of this tax break is for let the price go down for the consumer. This person decides, say, the tax break will benefit him alone and not allow the tax break for pass on to the consumer. What's in that lead to? It leads to the government and the people that lost twice. So
they pay less tax and we pay more.
Thank you. So the citizens they pay more for the same good, and the citizens they lost because the citizens they get government. Any money we government get now they take bill wood.
This is also similar to the rice situation.
Exactly. So we engage this person say, oh, you know you they bring on this good. We want left people and get access to it. We don't give you this massive relief. Pass them on to the citizens then by reducing the price. The person refuse. So we say, oh no, lost two sides. So exactly the dynamic president we go to Clean Cooking Summit. Engage other international partners, other countries to see how do you do this. For look for new investors for coming to the market. For look for new ways for think about innovative ways of clean cooking. For think about innovative ways we will do even locally. We not require this importation of goods because we get some of the materials here for able to do that. For seek the right kind of investments because there's a special set of resources that we are around the world for these kinds of things. It's the president we care about this. Now make him get a break in the first place. We don't go give break, then you lost twice. As a country, the people that did the loss. So if family understand. And also the timber we did the log. Now yeah, primarily this is we're talking about exports where they bring down real foreign exchange.
But other way they turn to charcoal and firewood as well.
Yeah, but that is not a part of what you say the permission will give.
Mm.
So I just say that particular reference we make, not connect to the charcoal and all. That in a part of with traditional lives now, we get for require a lot of public education and a lot of also available cheap alternatives. Cheap, important. For let me granny na Kwakande, na Bonds district, or me other granny them na Jimmy Bagbo, na Bo district. For let them decide say, we need to do firewood again, we will use this option. But that option they need to be available, they need to be cheap. Let me present you there so they get this conversation and make it a deal with the Honorable Kande Kole because they get background in renewable energies and renewable cooking systems. And I make this there.
All right, let's take some messages here and also they go to some calls. By Lobano Facebook page, they say on the Guma issue, it is really serious. Not to plenty talk. Una stand strong on it. It is really serious. They talked on plenty with no serious action against people. I think this message is just supporting waiting government to do those demolitions. And Mr. Nodazak, they say in as much as you are the landlord, for the Lester Peak, a popular TV station, radio mounted their own communication sites at the same land. Nothing was done. Even SLBC management shouted, but the decision was never reversed. So that's Mystic from Dozak. I'll continue to take some more messages, but let's now hear from more people here. 799949993. Good morning. Hello. Hello. All right. Let's just drop that call and try for fix the line. So we'll also able to get your question here clearly regarding some of the issues that we don't talk here this morning with the Minister of Information. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir.
John from John Street.
Welcome, John.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Minister, for this good talk. But Mr. Minister, you see the former NIG and Power Minister, now a fine gentleman, yes, now a fine gentleman, but in job, for me, I feel to say he failed because the president give him a deadline for solve the problem. The deadline expire, he not able. Then waiting he do, he resign. That means to say he failed. Then, Mr. Minister, in terms of subvention to MDAs, waiting you they do to your colleague minister, especially the Ministry of Finance, for letting the disburse fund, because yesterday we get the ombudsman here. He say money set for make jingle na radio, they not get. Then we see the director of drug abuse. He say get for pull 1 million in pocket for buy EDSA. Then the list go on and on. Waiting you they do for less to the Ministry of Finance for letting the disburse fund for service delivery. John from Jones.
Thank you very much, John. Loaded questions there in a minute. Let's hear more people. 799949993. Let's hear your thoughts, your questions as well on so many of the issues. Good morning.
Good morning. Saido from Central.
Welcome, Saido.
I heard the minister say when they can't try for enact laws where they give more privileges and rights to the citizens. Like, for example, to make education, a right, and they put under the constitution. We get laws already, we give privileges and rights. But the same constitution, 90, and there are certain part of the constitution, we take some of the rights in it, where the law say we not get rights for justice, or then not be not justiciable. I'd ask the minister that we need an addition with the citizen the privilege and giving the right for the government to court for not even, for example, not providing electricity.
Okay. So whether those rights will be justiciable, I think on that side they ask some of those rights will go for including the constitution. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jawad. Malaika, I call from Standard Expo.
You're welcome, Malaika.
Well, actually, Mr. Minister is a very fine gentleman, but I believe there's some of the way with the talk about inside the constitution already they exist. Like for example, where they talk about educating citizens from 6 to 12. In fact, section 9, subsection 2 don't tell me say now compulsory for like all governments give free education. So and all the government they will me know we don't give free education. Kabagi unless in fact unless give free education to tertiary level by paying 90% fees for all students na universities. So in not to novelty, it be done the B. So I don't know why governments I don't want to say make them public nuisance or the purporter. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure he'll respond to that. 7999493. Let's take some more questions here on some of these issues we don't discuss here this morning. We don't cover environment, education, constitution. Good morning.
Yeah, Jawad.
You're welcome.
I tell the minister, thank you. But which our ask is about neutrality of this constitutional review. Because the former president, he may appoint Kawan. And Kawan not to be APC person, I mean neutral person. But now we don't see government don't appoint them, you know what I mean, the lawyer, when are the agent, you know what I mean, in charge of this constitutional review. It's not say it will undermine the rights of people and where say then will count them political interest. Then you self know say the initial stage where Kawan Mr. This involve the SLPP. But now we don't say una they wait back parliament, the MPs then go involved. Why now at this initial stage? They're waiting at the composition of this committee where official una don't put in charge of that. Then lastly is about the engagement of the public. Not to add that minute when this engagement will start.
Thank you very much. Let's go take some more calls here. 7999493. So many questions coming through. Good morning.
Yes, Jawad, good morning.
Yes,
Usman from Spol.
Usman from Spol, go on.
Now I want to ask Mr. Minister, you understand, talking about the light system. Yes, we pray God for waiting the government there about for let we get a sustainable light, you understand. But like this MCC money where they try for calm the country, you know, involved in we own citizens, we own money, it will later finance say we get debt for pay, na ECOWAS or this or neither any other thing so far. Talking about water, we just talk about light. Me, I live in the Spolok area, you understand, Jawad. Trust me, the water system, I don't know how Guma Valley want to do about the water system. It don't take a week, they don't give you water. Inside Spolok area, what did they do inside Wilberforce? That dam what they do? Or the community now value to them, or the community where they will not use water. One for no two from the minister. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to take two more calls here. 7999493. Let's hear your thoughts on some of these issues. Let's go. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, John.
Yes, sir. Name was I call from?
Mr. Dollar from Waterloo.
Okay, go on.
Jawad, you know, we're happy that the minister don't come and talk to the people. But at times, let us be factual, you know. Let we know they sugarcoated this thing. Let me talk. You know, I know say now they talk for police himself and for police beyond we send them. But we have things that are affecting us. Jawad, look, the honest truth, if you go today, now his things, where you see the trouble where they go around it in terms of these things. But come on, they return. And these people, they're not they treat you serious, Jawad. They are not treating us seriously.
Okay.
Honest truth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me do one last call here. 7999493. Let's hear your thoughts, questions on some of these issues. We don't get this morning. Good morning.
Jawad, good morning.
Yes, sir. Name was I call from?
I'm Molai, call from Regent.
Molai, welcome.
Yeah, I read the minister bill talk concerning the question concerning that gas 5%. I don't know when they keep in a cabinet, if they not reasonable at least more reasonable for before they pass some things there. You say governor will lose to side, now that make they put the 5%, so the businessman will pay the 5%. Which is common sense. If you say businessman they pay 5% of that tax you wanna hear, and no channel to the ordinary people them. That answer they be reasonable for Kautam. Why not hold on to that? According to him, they sent the scouts around for Kaut investors. Why not hold on that? 1, 2, 3 months till investors then come. So that you say the businessman for the tax where you know say the businessman for pass on the tax to the ordinary people there. That does not really make sense.
All right.
At all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So you have so many questions. Up to you, which one you want to start with?
I like the passion, and I also want to commend them for the citizens and for the nature of the questions. I appreciate the civility in the exchange, and I thank you for what you provide. You don't really do a good job of providing the space, and I'm glad you within the seek for hold me accountable and I make a deny. Somebody say Adea for talk fine for the what we send me. I want to make it clear. The oath I take with President Bio administer na for serve you, the citizen of this country. My commitment na for be honest, truthful, and provide factual information to you. Adea they ask like when I ask any and all questions for the answer, I could tell you I don't know the answer. My commitment to you as minister is that I'm not gonna lie. When I lie to you, I will tell you what you know, and you can disagree with me, and it's fine. We can have a good debate about that. This last caller, he make a very good point about the 5% not going to be transferred back to the consumer. That's an excellent point because normally we use to pass the tax. So, the tools the way government get are two tools. One, we need for raise money. Because I'm not money, this, not there, not get money, we not get money, all man get money. The only way government make money now by then tax them. So if government they look at different ways for make tax, let's say for that 5%, say for example, when they the budget people they look, let's say government lost like 10 billion because then have been the value of that tax they will be collect. Then the money will not get for the ombudsman. I think most time people don't understand say all lending and they connected. And the money will the government not get for pay for supports ministry then for develop the initiatives they will get for give to the drug law enforcement agency where somebody they complain about. And the gentleman also say, wow, not hold on to the tax for 3 months. Well, I understand the way the tax system will work. Now, annually. So, where you can term for decide on the Finance Act, now that turn back on the first of the month for the next year. So, we don't get that conversation there for a whole year and 2 and 3. In fact, I think that 5% they be done there for 2-3 years. So we look at different alternatives. And for now, we'll not see a seismic increase in the price. So if you like say the measure where government don't take so far, using the tools that we government gets, then they work on that very specific issue there. But I understand the point to the person make. I want to come back to the original caller we say Pakanja fail because again task. You know, failure very interesting concept. Keep in mind where Pakanja take the Ministry of Energy about 6 years ago. Energy access across Salon, a very easy for those say Freetown and Salon. Now be about 13%. Now, inside that 5 years there, Pakanja move energy access by triple percentage points. They go all the way to, and it's not so by we own measure, it's an independent calculation, 36%. So since 1961 to 2018, we've been there 13%. In 5 years, it moved on to 36%. By any objective measure, even during the election, one of the things president will be the campaign on, be on energy. You go to my village, at Jimmy Bago, right in the deep south, people let me know get lights now. You go all across this country, they will just stay out in the light. So yes, will not be non-solve some of the challenging long-term problems in the city. But I think say now I don't think it's an accurate description for say fail. I think again, we for also commend a leader where they decide say when something go bad in the middle of a challenge, that's something we all want to aspire to, that you forget the guts and the courage for step aside and say, okay, it's time for new vision and new person. So that's important. Somebody asked whether people will get the right for sue government and a part of already, by the way, citizens get right for sue government, but basically on the justiciability of specific rights. So right now we get the civic rights them and political right they can sue for the one in but on economic rights we get something called the principle of progressive realization. I mean say if government get the money and then go before the liver. So this is a part of the conversation will happen. And then the other person raised a very interesting question on this constitution. They say Justice Cowan was considered neutral. Why now na AG the lead? Only the person understands the way the process they work, even if Justice Cowan been there now, even back then, Justice Cowan be hand in reports to the AG at the time. And so the process they work. Not to force that the AG they lead, and make a very clear commitment. This AG, they pull anything outside of the Justice Kawan report. So now inside the Justice Kawan, now the Justice Kawan report now still they go it. But the next stage in that, because now the government of South Africa people they elect, now at the point of a democracy, people are all neutral. No, in a democracy, the people they elect the people who they want they lead for them. And that elected they elect the president. They don't put the power in the AG now. Say now the AG trust for do this, but the check and balance they take place in the parliament and with the referendum. So the people then still get additional input. But only the person understand say elect Justice Kawan in the day, they need to get again. In don't do your part. We do your part, they put how you review constitution, the committee they do the work, we don't done, he hand the report over to the president. The president under reported to an AG and then come together and produce a white paper with this. Now we now this we accept, now this we reject. Because goes to set committee, the committee write the constitution. And a sacred responsibility will lie in the government. The committee provide guidance and recommendation. So I let the family understand, say that now make we committed to that process. People then complain about other issues. Somebody say they are having a lot of problems in the eastern of the country. I want to let people understand, say, you want to know me, I call myself Kanike Bobo, okay? The communities who I live in the eastern. I born in Kanike. I've been there mile and field, na eastern, Castle Farm. I've been there Oluwaf. We for many years, Oluwaf now one of the last communities that we get water and light in this city. I not just grab yesterday and kind of this position. I understand the challenges in this country. President B understand the problem. They still there all across this country. So I not kind of for minimize the problem. I not kind for say, oh, all things don't be solved. I explain to you what in government to do. And then one day, for example, the border we seen a small loop, then get still water problem. I don't see what they about this water problem. Because we've been do press conference, water challenges, and people have been reports on that for that small road, small loop area. So we'll continue for engage Kuma Valley. I think Kuma Valley is supposed to get like a hotline where they can call, and the minister been committed to engage Kuma for let them send them engineer then day for check within the problem they about and see what they can do to solve it. But all the person understand say government or the city don't say we no want let people then as for would get lights. Let them not get water. If there's a challenge, there's a challenge, and sometimes that challenge now we have problem and
the concern has been about responsiveness. How long did it take for the government to respond?
So this is not part of the problem. And by the way, Kuma Valley, like company on its own. So yeah, government they provide regulatory support and oversight, but Kuma Valley like company on its own. We get the new apparatus and the new system, and we get the responsibility, of course, for engage them and make sure say they respond to citizens. We also want let them they happen as well. Yeah, I think say overall, I think I don't touch on most of the issue that really people there is. So if I forget any specific question, I'm happy for the
Okay, and so of course there's a more like a comment here. Bakauke from Drazak, they say if we want to develop as a nation, we need to review the 1991 Constitution by empowering our institutions, by giving them the opportunity to operate freely.
Wait. One board that say all governments being give free education.
Yes, I think
and that's we they mislead people.
That was Malaika from Sporod.
Malaika, my brother. Not talking than the again. Because we all been there. The Sababu Education Project under President Amati Jankaba, the first one for na free primary education and then been carried. When we sit to ask who they dance for Pakaba, now because that year they na the first year we Pakaba pay for WASC fee for student there. WASC na exam them pay for that year they pay for public exam fees. Then in education will be done free. President Dr. Anes Bai Komawe come, he expand from the pre-primary education we been get, he begin bring and come closer to basic education, and then what he do again credit for, particularly he increase female, especially from the north. You see, because the north traditionally them in ABN, so it be make free education for girls them at the north, including where they study STEM, for example, all the way through Tashai. But then also be free education by any means. The investments of President Bill make in free school education unprecedented. And I think it don't get international accolades for that. I don't mention the percentage of money we spend on education. I don't mention investments we don't bring on education. It transformed that sector there in a ways I don't think anybody can argue with. So yes, we get free primary education. When our president Amati Jankaba start, President Kumakam, he add small bits on that. He increased one small component on that. He push, he also continue for pay for exam fees. By the way, I made them be ban pregnant girls for go school. They say because they be the waste government money they pay fees. President Bioka say no, we're not just paying public exam fees as secondary education. We're paying for preschool, primary school, secondary school, all public exams. We're increasing teachers, increasing schools, and we're paying also for females who study STEM at the university level. Unprecedented.
And
so
one last
I let the
question.
board no let know that they say no. On the issue of education, President Biono gets rival and the history of presidents that is concerned.
I think there's one last question. Somebody make sure finance pay people
I
compressing
also want to say to people that sometimes I hear the criticism of the Ministry of Finance, like say they get the money, then sit down para. The reality is, family, with the struggle for generate sufficient resources as a country, we were able for April for do it then called discretionary spending. So government a balance. The miracle, the excellent work with the Minister of Finance on over the past few years, and for make sure say we months done, the first primary responsibility they get for pay with debt and for pay with salaries. They have maintained that, irrespective of the financial situation. COVID came, we get all kind of problem. Is that people receive their basic pays. Now, on top of that, they need to get more additional resources now for begin to take care of the other thing that we important but may not be urgent. And so every month, then they balance here and there and they try to manage. So I know one family left with the impression, say, oh, finance then they didn't have bad people then they don't want to pay and all that. But it's true that we need for continue for again pay your taxes, because when NRA collects more money, now they make you get more money in coffer where they give you their connection day. And make where you go buy anything, ask for GST. They don't want to give you. Just ask the person in the place, say, no, give me my receipts. When you do that, you don't contribute for their finance get more money. I'll show you on that. And when finance get more money, they know they hide that money. The money they carry inside the coffers is very transparent, and so the people between the bank, finance, and the presidency, they don't say finance get the money, so they need for pay and service that debts.
And
so yes, we get challenges in that respect.
On the issue of the environment and the demolition, where they go on, one last question on that is that there are people who feel like government is being insensitive for demolished houses of people who have invested their labor, etc., etc. So how on the balance that moral responsibility with what is right?
I think the most moral thing for doing for prevents a catastrophic death of 10,000 people and with city being locked up in water and overtaken by water. That are the most moral thing that they could do. The other thing is, yes, we have to respect individual rights and respect individual concerns. And I make would it be very clear, we talk to people of empathy, we explain to people that we make this need for happen and how they happen. We give people a reasonable notice and engage with them and tell them, say, look, this needs to happen. And if you get claim, this is not the platform, this way will make you claim and all that. But I think very clearly, the Minister of Environment, where they lead on this process, they talk to people from a clear position of empathy and sensitivity. But as I say, the most important empathy you can show is to prevent a catastrophe that will lead to thousands of innocent lives being washed away by water overnight.
Thank you very much for being here with us this morning, Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chernobyl. This is the Epic Morning Show. Stay with me. When we come next, we still have a lot on our plate and, of course, on the papers for dig into.
Zion motherland, a land of diamonds and of gold. I'll forever be in love. Sing your praises in my song. Zion motherland, a land of diamonds and of gold. I'll forever be in love. Sing your praises in my song. Yeah. Green, white, and blue, no place like home. No place like home. Sierra Leone, I'm home. Land of the free, yes, I let me alone. Beautiful people, beautiful country. Christian and Muslim will live like a family. We get a different culture. The land be good for agriculture. Salon, yes, we blessed with nature. With big fishes, now the ocean. So we food is sweet and nice. Cassava leaf oil with beans and rice. Fufu and okra is sweet for try. A place to visit you need for fly. Come see my own motherland, land of diamonds and of gold. I'll forever be in love. Sing your praises in my song. See my own motherland, land of diamonds and of gold. I'll forever be in love. Sing your praises in my song. Oh yeah. Green, white, and blue, no place like home, yeah. No place like home, no place like home, no place like home. Oh yeah. Green, white, and blue, no place like home, yeah. No place like home. No place like home. See right on the motherland, the land of diamonds and of gold. I'll forever be in love. Sing your praises in my song. See right on the motherland, the land of diamonds and of gold. I'll forever be in love. Sing your praises in my song.